3.1. Lines and angles. Use the diagram on the right to name the following. All lines that are parallel to JC. Now, parallel lines are lines that are in the same plane that do not intersect. So here's JC is part of this plane here. The only line parallel to that, meaning not intersecting with it, would be EL. So that's the answer for number 1. Number 2. Use the diagram on the right to name two lines that are skewed to EL. Now, skew lines are lines that are neither parallel or intersecting. That means it cannot be on the same plane as EL. That means any answer that has CJ would be incorrect. That means it would be neither the first one or third one. Now also, CL is part of that plane, so it cannot be definitely the first one, and it also cannot be the last one. So the only one we're left with is the second one. BG and FG are skewed to EL because they do not intersect and they are not parallel to it. That's number 2. Number 3. Use the diagram on the right to name two lines that are parallel to the plane C, D, G, F, and J. So that means our lines parallel will have to be any of the lines at the bottom because C, D, G, F, and J is this plane on top, is the top of the shape. So that means it cannot include any of those points. So the answer would have the points that aren't C, D, G, F, and J, so that would be the last one. So that would be the answer for number 3. Number 4. Identify a pair of alternate interior angles in the diagram. Name the two lines and the transversal that form the pair. It asks which of the following is a pair of alternate interior angles. Starting with A, angles 2 and angle 3, here's angle 2 and angle 3. Now we see they are alternating angles. And they're also in between, they're inside lines D and E. They're in between them, so they're interior. So I'm going to say angles 2 and 3. The second part asks me what are the two lines in the transversal that form the pair. Well, the two lines that they're between to make them interior, here's 2 and 3, would be lines D and E. It's in between those two lines. So the only one with D and E is going to be D. It says in transversal C, that's the line going through right here, making those two alternating interior angles. So it's going to be D. And that's number 4. Number 5. Identify a pair of same side interior angles in the diagram. Name the two lines and the transversal that form the pair. Same side interior. Let's start with A. Angles 5 and angle 6. So angles 5 and angle 6 are same side interior. They're in between two lines and they're on the same side of this line here. So we're going to say 5 and 6. Second part, what are the two lines in transversal that form the pair? Well, the two lines that they're between is D and E. So we got to choose the one with D and E, which is B in this case. And transversal B is the line that intersects D and E that makes 5 and 6 same side interior angles. So it's going to be B. And that's number 5. Number 6, decide whether pairs of angles 3 and 4, 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 are alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, corresponding angles, or alternate exterior angles. So describing 3 and 4 right here, those are corresponding angles. Angles 2 and 3. 2 and 3, they're alternating and they're in between these two lines here, so they're interiors, or alternating interior angles. And 1 and 2, they are corresponding angles. And that's number 6. Going to number 8, Determine whether the statement is always, sometimes, or never true. Alternate exterior angles are non-adjacent angles. Okay, adjacent means next to, so it's saying alternate exterior angles are angles that are not next to each other. That is always true. Alternating means they're not next to each other. So that is number 8. Number 9. Alternate interior angles lie on the same side of the transversal. Well, that would be never true because alternating means they are on the opposite sides. So that is never true. That's number 9. Number 10, a transversal intersects two parallel lines. That would be sometimes true. It could sometimes intersect two lines that are not parallel, so sometimes true. That's number 10.